anyway, 75% are close has Citronelle address. So it just seems like to me that this should be an improvement somewhere, somehow, that we could accomplish on this.
Well, look, I know Mother Nature's been tough on this town the last 3-4 months. A lot of people's stuff has overgrown back on the weed ordinance, but still in all, and it especially with the business owners of this town, they need to take pride in what they got and keep it clean. And we've got to keep our stuff clean, and I know it's hard to mow when it's been raining every day, but it's still no excuse to let it go months after months after months unkept. And it's shameful on them, and it makes our town look shameful. So look, and I'm stating this, look for some crackdown to come on this weed ordinance this summer, because we're behind.
Yeah. Well, we've actually started on it's a house on the left-hand side of George and Genevieve. No one seems to know who owns the house. They vacated it. I think Wells Fargo maybe has.
That's our biggest battle, is foreclosures with no trace of ownership.
The same with my next door, the house next door to me. And it just so happened that the woman from our church just bought it up yesterday, and she's going to get it cleaned up and cut.
And we don't clean your street up also. I've had a call about that, and I went and looked at it, and you don't have a sidewalk, Chuck. It's grown over. Okay, so I'm going to work on that. Soon that's going to be cleaned up.
Our summer workers.
I apologize for that.
Our summer workers are being scheduled to orientate Monday, and we will be lining them out. Hopefully by Tuesday, you'll see them working. Full bore out there somewhere, and I suggest that if you've got an area that you think needs to be cleaned, we need to get it in the hands of the mayor or Walter, and he'll put it in the hands of the crew chief leaders, and we'll try to work on this. Hopefully we can put crews in each district, for days on end working.
We've got these. You fixed me a new one, Jeff, and I've misplaced it. I don't know where it's at. I think yours was probably a little bit better maybe than this one. But I don't want any of the council members, I wish Warren was here tonight, I don't want any of the council members to think that their hands are tied on anything that's going to make this city move forward. All you got to do, it's simple. If someone calls you, you either, if you don't want to fill this out, pick up the phone, call me, day or night, call Walter during the day. I'll put, unless it's, if it's an emergency, you can call me day or night. It doesn't matter what time it is at home. My number's in the book. But please don't go out and tell somebody that your hands are tied in your district. It's not a job that's too small, and it's not one too large for us not to take care of it. If it's legal, in a meeting recently, I told them, don't call me asking for something to be done illegal. We're not going to do it. We don't want to go to jail over one grain of sand, but if it's something that we can do to make our city look better, to improve it, if there's a problem, if there's a pothole, there's a tree, it don't matter. Y'all bring this back to Walter or me, and I'll see that it gets done.
Andy's going to put some in our mailboxes, and I'll ask that she develop a central spot to put them in a tray so that they'll be looked at, okay? That's all, Mayor, I got.
You got anything else?
Yes, ma'am, real quick. I spoke to me and you when we rode last week. We went and looked at some areas and with the ditches, with the Sellers Old Home, with the flooding,
right.
The walking trail, obviously the walking trail in that spot, pools water, it's 2 or 3 foot deep, and it doesn't have an outlet. And it's just what it does in heavy rains, it comes across the road and it's washed a driveway or 2 out. Of course, we've had some extreme rainfalls too, so it's not anything that we see happen all the time. The mayor and myself was looking at that, but also I want us to look at the continuation are rehashing of the old contract, Mayor. I know I talked to you about it, and I simply just want to look at it. I want to look, see if we feel like it may be an option that we need to exercise on the main thoroughfares of the city for the grass. Because I don't know in-house if we can keep up without getting more manpower or more equipment.
You talking about mowing?
Yeah, just,
I can tell you what we need more than anything. We need a side bone. The side bone, I mean, we need it now, we need it yesterday. I mean, it's a must.
well,
I
the
mean,
one we
it can't
got is dangerous.
The
and,
one we
the
got has been
operators,
repaired and it's dangerous.
It's old, and we do need to look at that. But I feel like that during the summer months, and my suggestion was, and I talked to, me and you talked about it briefly, and the old contract took in more of the walking trail. It was Prime Road, Troy Smith Highway, Odom Road, Lonnie Walker Road, your Celeste Road, your main veins that feed the city. And what we wanted to do was to look at outsourcing or subcontracting those parts out for, say, once a month, one time a month, for 4 months, say through May through August, or whatever, June to September, to help us. And that's just an option. I'm just throwing it out there. We did it one time before, but we had the walking trail included, and talking to our people, they feel like that they can handle the walking trail in all the parks. And obviously the National Guard, all the things we're responsible for. But I know nobody, we all want the city to look good. And I just know that we have a lot of geographical areas, since we're a huge city geographically. And so we have a lot of grass. We're rural. And we have to stay on top of it. These ditches,
The ditches is
the
right.
ditches are
Is
full.
their contract going to include the getting in the ditches?
I will say the last time when we come together as mayor and council, previously, we picked the areas that we wanted. You remember, we picked the areas we wanted, and we let bids on it just like we've done with the lake project. And RDA, one of our local contractors, won the bid, and they got to cut it one time before the contract was, I won't say breached, but it was exhausted. It was stopped. And but they cut from ditch to ditch.
They cut several times, but they didn't just cut once.
Right.
Well,
They were cutting weekly, I think,
Yeah.
and we're talking about maybe once,
Yeah.
1 week out of the month.
yeah.
Yeah, that would.
I remember one big effort where they cut everything,
Yeah.
all the thoroughfares. But anyway, we wanted to look at scaling that back, and they did Mayor cut from ditch to ditch, and it
Yeah,
looked
it
great.
looked great.
It looked great. And
Yeah.
the city really looked a lot better, and I remember that, and I see what's going on with us. It's just manpower, basically.
I'm working on that.
And I know you've interviewed. I guess that I'm more, in some cases, I feel like we should maybe look at subbing some stuff out.
Right.
And some, not everything, but just in the main extreme parts of the year.
Right now, we don't have the 4 or 5 John Deere tractors with bush hogs, and our one man, he could mow from daylight to dark every day, and he never would keep up.
And the other issue you have is you really only need it from June to September.
Sure, just for
And
a
once
month.
you start hitting the cooler months, you don't need
We
it. So
can
you don't,
maintain it.
you don't have the people that are on your payroll for those times. Plus, you don't have the equipment expense.
Yeah.
I mean, it makes sense to me just to look at it and see what it would cost to have something like
And
that.
you all may feel that we need to buy the equipment.
They do.
I just feel like,
Well, I know I have one extra guy right now that would be, is dying to get on the track in the bush hog, but the other bush hog's tore up. And it's ancient, it's like
Well,
five.
I think if we could just do a quick cost analysis of
We
us
could compare.
buying the equipment, us using our manpower, us inheriting that liability.
Well, not only the
And-
manpower, but all the costs
Sure,
associated
costs
with that
associated.
manpower.
Yeah.
there are some areas, and we all know, we all travel and see when we drive through other towns, we'll see, well, that looks like a contractor cutting the grass. Sometimes Satsuma, they still do their own. You know, they've got tractors and they do theirs in-house. But just let's look at it. I don't want it to get away from us. I think it's an issue, and we're responsible for keeping the beautification up in the thoroughfares. This grass is monstrous in Citronelle, and I don't think we can catch up with it. One other thing,